Good morning. Today's class, I would like to illustrate the connection between our fascia flossing, resistance stretching poses, and how it marries with yoga poses. So if you take yoga classes and you find yourself in a pose, you can floss it, or you can make it become active. Like I call this active asana. Asana means pose. And sometimes when I'm in a yoga class and they're holding a pose for a long time, it just doesn't feel good to me, and maybe it's too early in the day, maybe it's too early in the practice, and I just don't feel like that static hold is working for me. Then I kind of move it, and it helps you kind of understand, like, what muscle are we focusing on? What are we doing here? Let's do more of a combination of fascia and muscle rather than just muscle if you're holding a pose. So we're going to do some active work for a muscle group, and then we're going to go right into what we would call a yin hold, which would be a minimum, like a 3-minute hold on that pose. And some of them are just yoga poses. Like, there's no difference between the way we activate it and we make it active versus what happens when it's static, dynamic versus static. But it's a really nice marriage between the two, and I think it really kind of helps understand kind of what it is we're doing. So first thing, if you guys can turn your volumes down so I don't get a whole lot of feedback on my side, and then just come to a comfortable position. My cat is a little bit frantic. I'm sitting on a bolster, and we're not going to do any therapy balls and foam rollers today. We're going to do all body work. So you're going to need a bolster. I have a blanket for this one pose, and hopefully we get to it. You don't necessarily have to have it, and blocks will be good. So just come to any kind of a comfortable seated position. When we sit, because we're going to do a little bit of neck work just to get going, because nothing that we're doing today is really going to get into the neck, and I just want to kind of warm up with the neck. So I'm sitting on my bolster, but I'm going to scoop my hips and my butt all the way to the front of it, and I'm going to cross my feet, one foot in front of the other, but they're not crossed over the ankle, okay? And I'm sitting on the edge because I want my pelvic bowl to, if it were like a bowl of water, I would want it to gently tip forward so that my knees are ideally lower than my hips. Now, when you have tight hips, this is hard. This can sometimes be when you're in a class or you go to meditate, or I don't know, meditation classes are brutal for me. It's so hard to sit up tall. It's just sometimes one of the hardest things of all. So let's just begin by resting our hands on our knees and just sit comfortably and start to bring your connection to your breath. Start to bring your focus to your breath, in through your nose and out through your mouth. We'll see how long Yoda lasts. She's very frantic. I went away for 3 days, and she is just, she's just beside herself. She misses me when I leave, like you just would not believe. And I just put her out in the garage, and I forgot she was there, so I kind of left her in the garage for a little while. Oops. Okay, now let's bring our attention to our spine and see how many adjustments we have to do to get our ears over our shoulders. So I want you to tuck your chin slightly, pull your head back like there's an imaginary wall behind you. Lower your shoulders, lengthen through the crown of your head. Draw your shoulder blades down your spine. Slightly engage your core. Keep your breath going. So again, we're going to do resistance stretching, also known as fascia flossing. And then we're going to go right into a nice long hold, a static hold. So we want to sit here with a nice erect spine, chest is forward, heart forward, chin back. So I'm pressing my knees forward and I'm pulling slightly back with my hands to maintain a nice straight spine. So my straight spine position is very active. If I let everything go and I stop being active, my back is going to round, my shoulders are going to sort of round and hunch forward, and my head is going to come into a forward posture. So this is requiring a lot of strength in the back of your neck and your upper shoulders, all your spine stabilizing muscles in your core. That's what we actually do and use just to sit up straight. It's really an active pose. It's a lot of work. You want to knit those low ribs in so that you don't have any rib flare. All right, let's do a little bit of neck work. Let's first of all just start with warming up our shoulders. Give me some shoulder rolls going back. So what I do is I go forward, up, back, down. So I kind of break this circle up into 4 distinct movements. And then I'm going to change direction with my shoulders down. I'm going to go back, up, forward, down. Try and keep your chin in one place. And we're going to do some resistance stretching. Okay, so you're going to take your right hand and bring it up over to the left side of your head. And what you're going to do is to engage, you're going to pull with your hand and press your head to the left. So what we're going to do is we're going to elongate the left side of our neck. Keep your left hand comfortably on your knee. So pull your head to the left, gently pull with your hand, and then bring your right ear towards your right shoulder. It might not go very much, and then come back up to the top. So remember, we're flossing, just like you're flossing your teeth. Ear to the shoulder, come back up. Find your resistance, and then elongate. Engage and lengthen, and engage and lengthen. You can take that left hand and you can scoot it a little bit behind you with your fingers on the floor, and try and keep your chin parallel to the ground. Your chin isn't tucked, your head isn't in that forward posture. I need you to have your ears over shoulders, shoulders over hips. Now relax, just bring your head up to neutral, bring your right hand down, bring your left hand down, open and close your jaw. Okay, let's go to the other side. Left hand is comfortably up here over by my right ear. My right hand is on my knee. So I'm going to pull my head slightly to the right. I'm going to pull with my hand, and I'm going to bring my left ear towards my left shoulder. And I'm going to let all that go and come back up to the starting position. Good, and then release, bring your left hand down onto your knee, close your eyes, open and close your jaw. So when we do neck stretching, we keep it really in that, first third of the stretch kind of range, right? You don't want to go real hard and kind of go too crazy. Open and close your jaw. Should feel nice and open. Okay, interlace your hands, bring them to the back of your head. So this is where that seated tall posture is really, really important. So tuck your chin, pull your head back into your interlaced fingers. Make sure your chin isn't up and your chin isn't down. You're looking straight ahead. Don't let your ribs flare. So to engage, you're going to bring your head back into your hands. You're pressing your head back. And then to elongate, without your head coming forward, you're going to tuck your chin. Keep pulling your head back and tuck your chin. Look down at your chest and then lift. Engage, elongate, relax your shoulders. Come back to your starting position. So we're flossing just like we floss our teeth. It's smooth and glidey. We're working on the superficial fascia that's super deep in there. We're trying to hydrate any tissue here that needs hydrating. Okay, rest your hands down on your knees and take a break. Okay, so this time what you're going to do is you're going to find your neutral position that we started with. Heart forward, chin back, chin nice and parallel to the ground. Bring your chin over to the right so that you're looking over towards your right knee. Bring your right hand up and over the back of your head. Pull your head back into your hand, and then as you're pulling your head slightly back, bring your chin towards your collarbone, and then come up. Engage, elongate. Inhale at the top, engage. Exhale, elongate. How much you want to pull with your hand, how much you want to press your head back, how far over you can look down in front of your body is going to be completely up to you. We're working on the upper trap. Good. Bring your chin up to neutral. Release your hand. Bring your chin back to the center of your chest. Look to the left. Bring your left hand up. My elbow's right in front of my face. I'm coming right up over the top of my ponytail. So first I'm going to sit up nice and tall. A little bit of core engagement to keep that spine nice and tall. I'm going to pull my head back, keep my chin slightly tucked, and then I'm going to pull with my hand, resist with my head. Chin, this side feels totally different. Engage, elongate. Chin to the collarbone. Chin to the collarbone. Not too much. Nice, easy breaths. And when we release our neck, we slowly come up. Release the hand. Bring the chin back to the front and just close your eyes. And you might see I have a little light show behind my closed eyes, so I think my ocular nerves have kind of been engaged and they're starting to sparkle and really awaken here. My shoulders feel nice and loose. Make some circles with your head in one direction. Make some circles with your head in the other direction. Okay, we're going to do one more thing for those for the upper back. You're going to bring your hands to prayer. Tuck your chin slightly and draw your shoulder blades down your back. Bring your hands to prayer right in front of your face with your elbows wide. To engage, I want you to press your hands together, and then to elongate, I want you to draw your elbows and your forearms in. So push and elongate, and push, and try and keep I'm trying to keep my thumbs right by my nose. I guess, you could lift your chin, but keeping my head with my chin slightly tucked, I'm feeling more through my scapula. And you can try and pull your elbows up so you're lengthening behind those shoulder blades. Push and elongate. All right, so we're lengthening and we're strengthening those muscles at the same time. Okay, excellent. Let's go into a child's pose. And you're going to be in all fours. We're going to do our child's pose, and then we're going to hold our child's pose. So knees are wide, big toes touch, have a bolster maybe nearby because you're going to go into a 3-minute hold with your in your child's pose. And let's see how this feels. So we're pretty warm here. So our forearms are like a number 11. Elbows are shoulder width. Forearms are parallel. You're going to take, my hips are up over my knees. I'm going to push down with my elbows, drag them to my knees. I want to engage those muscles in my low back. Then I'm going to arch my spine, bring my chin to my chest, and I'm going to pull back. And I'm going to come up, and I'm going to floss back. So it's flossing. So it's going in both directions, engaging in the lengthening position. Wrap your shoulders forward, think cat pose. Hello, Yoda. Don't forget to breathe. All right, come over to the right or the left. You guys know what to do. Drag that. I'm to the right. So I'm going to drag my left elbow down towards my left knee. I'm going to round my shoulders forward, bring my chin towards my chest, and I'm going to rock my hips back towards my heels. I'm going to come up and back, up and back. So we don't want to engage. We don't need to engage in both directions. You only want to engage when you elongate. Let it go and then reset. I'm going back over to the other side. I'm going to engage and shift back. I have my toes curled under because I like stretching through the bottoms of my feet when I do this. Hitting the plantar fascia in the bottoms of the feet. Maybe round your back a little bit more, drawing the sternum up, wrapping the shoulders forward, bringing your chin to your chest. All right, and let's rest in a child's pose. So you can take your bolster with your knees wide, and you can put your bolster right down, and you can rest on your bolster, or you can go bolster free. Everything's nice and open for me, so I don't need that bolster. You can also put your bolster underneath your butt, or you can just let your hips sink to your heels. The bolster and the blankets are used to kind of take up the space. We're here for 3 minutes. So let's just get into a restful position. I'm going to be quiet, but I am going to remind you about your breath count. I want you to match the length of your inhale to the length of your exhale. And I want you to find any muscles that might be tightened, and I need you to be as relaxed as possible. That's what the bolster is for. It's to take up any space that might be causing you to have a muscle that isn't completely relaxed. So we're looking for long-term changes in our flexibility here. And science has proven that 3 to 5 minute holds, no longer, because you reach a point of diminishing returns, gives the muscle a long enough time to make all the changes that it needs to make to send all the signals where it needs to signal and become comfortable at a greater range of motion. That's what we're working for here. Inhale for 3, exhale 3, inhale 4, exhale 4. You can turn your head to one side. You can bring your hands to prayer and walk your elbows out and bring your thumbs to your back of your neck, nape of your neck, if that feels comfortable and you want to work on underside of the armpit and back side of the arm, front of the shoulder. In through your nose, out through your mouth. Feeling everything deepen. And lengthen. Maybe you sink a little bit more. Slowly release, come on your back. And just let that go, let your spine straighten out. Good, I really wanted to do that since we had just done the upper track. So let's go and begin with our lower body. Okay, so come to a seated position. We're going to work on the inner thighs. So we're going to do all the precursor that would come to us holding a butterfly pose. Okay, so you're seated, your feet are going to be flat. There's 3 ways to do this one. So your elbows are inside your knees. So we're going to start with the resistance flossing first. So your feet are together and they're flat. Your knees are together. Your hands are inside your ankles and your elbows are inside your knees. And you're going to start with your knees together. So you're trying to sit up nice and tall. This is a little bit of work here. To engage, you're going to squeeze, you're going to pull your knees in. And to elongate, you're going to open out. And then you're going to come back and start. You're going to pull in and out. So you should feel your inner thighs. You're going to squeeze your knees in and then resist pushing your elbows out. In and out. Keep your feet flat. And together. Okay, second way. Hands to prayer, elbows inside the knees. Feet are a little bit wider than your hips. So what we're going to do, your hands are to prayer, you're in here. What you're going to do is you're going to press your elbows out, and then you're going to resist and bring your elbows together, and then you're going to start over again. Here you go. You're going to feel this in your low back too. Press your elbows out, and then keep resisting and pull in, pull in, pull in, pull in. I like to bring my chin to my chest. You can add your C curve and pull your ribs back. Press your elbows out. There's the engagement. Elongate, 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 elongate. We're actually in the back now, and we're lengthening through our inner thighs. Keep going. A couple more. The wider the foot, the more you're going to have to go. Oh, you found a little blanket, Yoda. That's perfect. Okay. All right. So now this time our hands are going to be, we're going to start with our knees wide. Bring your feet together. Our hands are going to be on the outsides of our knees. We're going to push our knees out. We're going to resist, and we're going to come in. And we're going to push the knees out, pull with the hands, resist, 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 and go. Resist, resist, resist. There's your inner thigh. Pull, 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 release. Try to get even wider. Press the knees out, pull with the hands, and come in. Okay. All right, that's our resistance stretching for our inner thighs. Now we're going to come to a cobbler. So, to hold for 3 minutes, you can do a couple different things. Let me turn sideways and show you. You can sit up nice and tall. Hands are interlaced. And you can try and hold on to a nice tall spine here. Or release your feet a little bit further away from you. I like this better. I bring my palms face up. I weave my forearms underneath my, above my ankle, kind of where my shin is, and then I bring my chin to my chest. In this position, you could rest your forehead on a block if you wanted to, and we're going to start our 3 minutes here. And here's what you need to do. You need to think about your knees opening and your knees widening. You can certainly rest your forehead on a block if it's uncomfortable on your neck or anything. Otherwise, you're going to hang here, and you're going to scoop forward or back until you feel a lengthening through the inner thigh. My soles of my feet are together. I'm trying to get my elbows, my forearms, and the backs of my hands on the mat. Match the length of your inhale to your exhale. So we just did an active butterfly pose, which you do commonly in yoga, right? So your soles of your feet together, you can always activate that pose. You're gonna feel this in your low back, let that go. If it's too much strain on your low back, then use a prop to get your head further away from the mat. so that there's not any strain on your low back. The distance your feet are from your pelvis is going to inform how you feel this stretch in your low back. I'm sorry, your inner thighs. I'm scooting a little bit forward because I really want to take it more to my inner thigh. Your adductor. This is our static pose where we're encouraging our muscle to be comfortable at a greater length, to give us a permanent change in the flexibility of these adductors here, these inner thigh muscles. So we're focusing on muscle here. The dynamic work is muscle and the structural fascia. Big inhales and big exhales. Slowly release, lower yourself onto your back. You can windshield wiper your knees from side to side. You can do whatever feels good for you here. Just to kind of regroup. Okay, rock your knees to one side and press yourself up. And we're going to put our left knee down and our right foot forward. And we're going to work the hamstring and the hip and the glute. We're going to do a lunge position, and then we're going to go right into a pigeon position, and then we're going to hold pigeon, okay? So right foot forward, left knee back. You are welcome to pad up your knee, your left knee if you need to. Blocks can be helpful. Left knee down, right foot forward. I'm going to bring this block inside my foot, and I'm going to go to more of what's called a runner's lunge, right? I'm going to try and keep my knee connected to my upper arm here, pick up my right foot, my right toes, push my right heel down, drag it to the bottom of the mat, and come, and I'm going to floss this. Push it down, drag it back, engage, elongate. Got my hands on blocks just to kind of keep a nice flat spine. It's just a little bit more comfortable for me. My hands could be on the mat. Push down, drag back. Then I'm going to take my right foot and I'm going to scoot it over to the right a little bit. And I'm going to rotate my foot out 45 degrees so I'm getting a little bit of external rotation in this hip here. And I'm doing the same thing. I'm pushing and pulling. I'm engaging. Then I'm lengthening, looking at all the hamstrings here, right? Okay, then I'm going to heel toe my foot back to the center of the mat. I'm going to get this foot in line with my knee and my hip. I'm going to make sure my left knee is underneath my right hip. I'm going to have my foot in between the blocks. I'm going to pick up those toes, and I'm going to go straight back. So you're going, think half split in yoga, right? You're coming back, drag down, get to the back of that hamstring, relax your shoulders. So if you think about it, when you're in yoga, if your yoga teacher, I was just in a class and she was holding half split, and I can't do the splits, and a half split to me I spend more time trying to get comfortable in half split. So I always floss my half split here. I'll scoot my right foot forward a little bit more, and I'll just kind of elongate it, and I'll make it more dynamic that rather than holding the stretch, because it just doesn't feel good for me when I'm in a yoga class. So you're basically in a in a half split at this point, just flossing through that low lunge half split, which lots of yoga sequences go low lunge to half split. We're just flossing it, getting in there to that structural fascia. Okay, so use your blocks for this if you can. Put them underneath your shoulders. We're going to bring our right knee over behind our right wrist, and our right foot is going to be over by our left knee. It's not going to be like we do pigeon in yoga where we're trying to, our goal is to get our right shin parallel to the mat. We're not doing that for this, okay? I want you to walk your left knee back and push your hands up onto this block so that everything is nice and tall, right? With your block right underneath your shoulders. I don't want your hands out in front. So in pigeon, what we're going to do is you're going to plug down with your front knee. So I'm pushing down with my right knee, and now I'm going to bend my elbows, and I'm going to come down, and I'm going to come back up to my starting position. I'm going to push down with my front knee and drag it slightly down. I'm going to bend my elbows, and it goes all the way down my hamstring up into my glute. Now what you can do here is you can take your leg in the back and you can scoot it over to the right. So if you look over your right shoulder, you can see it. My cat is in the way, otherwise I would do it more. Push the front knee down. Oh, I know. All right, so we're going to do a hold here with this right leg, okay? So you have two choices. I'm going to show you figure four, pigeon two ways. You can stay right where you are, and you can, I always use a bolster here to kind of help. You can put a blanket or a bolster under your back, your left leg, like your knee and your quad, and kind of try and bring some more focus to the psoas in the front of that. Or you can just kind of hang here and come down onto your forearms and wiggle that right foot around so that it's either tucked in close, not underneath your body on the left side, or a little bit more forward. You can stack your hands and come down, or you're going to be on your back and your right ankle is going to be on your left knee. And you can pick up your foot and interlace your hands behind your left knee. In both positions, your hips have to be square. You can't fall over to one side. So it's either pigeon on the back, figure four on your back, or you are on the mat with your left leg extended. And you need to use your blankets, your bolsters, your blocks, so that you are square. If you're on your belly, your left leg has to be pointed straight back. Don't sickle your toes in one way or the other. You can stay tall in your pigeon. Just don't fall over to your right hip, okay? If your right hip isn't on the mat, you can take a block and you can bolster underneath your hip. That's always a good idea, either using your bolster, a blanket, or a block, so that if you do come down onto your forearms, or you do widen your elbows and stack your hands and come all the way down, your hip is supported. You want your pelvis to be in one line if you're going to hold this position, right? Relax your glute. Relax your hamstrings. If you're all the way down, it helps to turn your head to the right bringing your left cheek onto the mat, and that's going to help you not have your weight fall over to the right, which is the body's path of least resistance in this pose, right? I always try to turn my head. It also increases the stretch. If it becomes too much, come to your elbows. If that's too much, you come to your hands. We're looking to relax that hip and the glute as much as possible. I know it's hard. All right, slowly come out of this position. Come to your seat. Put your hands down and just gently rock the knees from side to side. Let's go to the other side. All right. We started with the hands or the block on the inside, so your right knee is down, your left foot is outside this block. Right knee is in line with right hip. I'm going to pick up my toes. I'm going to starting position, push the heel down, drag it back, and I'm going to lengthen my hamstring. And I'm going to play around here. I'm going to bring my left heel out to the left. I'm going to rotate my toes out. Maybe I push my hips to the left, maybe I scoop my butt to the right. Just flossing through this hamstring. I'm tighter on this side. I have my back toes curled under because again, I like to stretch through the toes. What? All right, then I'm gonna bring my foot inside this block and I'm just gonna start in this lunge position and do the same thing. Back to our even breathing, in through the nose, out through the mouth. I'm going to shift my hips to the right. I'm going to shift my hips left. Down my toes in and out. All right, and then I'm going to come to pigeon. So I'm going to bring my left knee behind my left wrist. I'm going to make sure that my left foot isn't impeding my right hip flexor, right? Because I want this hip flexor to be able to, the front of my, top of my quad, front of my right hip, I want that to be able to melt down into the mat. We've got 3 minutes here, or you're on your back, and your left ankle is crossed over your right thigh, and your right foot is up off the mat, and you're holding behind your right knee. We're working on the left hip here. Kind of scoop that right foot back, scoop the knee back. Think about getting more of the thigh on the mat. Get the left foot out of the way, and then don't roll and shift your hips to the left so that your left glute is on the mat. If your left glute isn't on the mat, you can take a towel or something and jam it under there. And then if you were laying all the way down and your hands were stacked, you would turn your head to the left. And that's going to help increase the stretch and keep you from rolling onto your left glute. We just want we want a level pelvis here. So you're gonna double the length of your exhale here. I think I was cueing you guys wrong. It doesn't make a difference. I mean, as long as you're breathing. In for 2, out for 4. In for 3, out for 6. with these static holds. You're going to have to make some subtle shifts to your body as you relax. And use your bolsters and your pillows and your blocks to get as comfortable as possible. Think about what muscles you're stretching and get them to be as relaxed as possible. So this isn't, you're not shaking, you're not in pain. It needs to be, so you need to back off. You want the body to be able to respond where this muscle is comfortable in this lengthened position without it tensing up. We definitely don't want to tense up. Slowly release. Come out of it slowly. Honor all that length that you've just gotten. Stretch it out, whatever feels good. Maybe rock your knees from side to side. All right, let's do some upper body. We've already kind of done the very top of the shoulders, but let's get into the front of the shoulder and the back of the shoulder. So let's do right knee down, left foot forward. Remember, you can pad up this knee. I got a blanket right here, and maybe one turn on the blanket. No, it doesn't have to be real high. That kind of helps. Okay, so we're gonna work outside the right shoulder, right? My right elbow is outside my left knee. So one thing you have to be careful of here is you don't want your knee to cave in, and you don't want it to bow out. So you have your knee pulling out and your elbow pulling to the right, right? The whole time. So left hand comes up onto the right wrist. The engagement is we're gonna plug this right hand to the right, and then with this soft grip, we're gonna pull with the left hand, we're gonna watch it, and you're gonna bring your thumb towards your hip. It's a floss, it's movement. Inhale. Maybe go a little bit further each time. Good. Keep your hand on your left hand on your right hand on the pinky edge and bring it up overhead. Okay? I'm going to take my right hand and I'm going to plug it to the right. And I'm going to pull with my left hand on my pinky fingers. And I'm going to dive down to the left. And I'm going to dive down to the right. Engage, side bend. Engage, other side bend. Try not to lean forward. Try to stay tall. All right, that felt good. All right, I've got a blanket underneath my knee. Right foot forward, left knee down. Right foot forward, left knee down. Left elbow, right knee. Trying to maintain a straight spine, right? Try not to round. This is a lot of work. Right hand, left wrist, for the back of the hand. My left hand is going to plug to the left. And then I'm going to pull with my right hand. Resist, resist, resist. And I'm going to bring my thumb down to my hip. My right elbow is high. You've got resistance going on. You've got one pushing and one pulling. Then you let all that go and you find your starting position. All right, keep your right hand on this left pinky edge. Pull your left hand to the left, resist with your right, and dive down to the left, dive to the right. So see what it feels like to have your arms more overhead? You're gonna kind of bring it down. Resist and stretch, and resist and stretch, resist and stretch. Great job. Okay, we're gonna go to scorpion. So, lots of different ways to do scorpion. You're gonna have to find what's comfortable for you. So you're gonna be on your belly. Bring your arms out like a T. Bring your chin to the mat. Okay, I'm gonna bump my hips and my body a little bit over to the left side of my mat because I'm a little tight for space over here. Okay, here's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna roll onto my right hip, keeping my right arm straight. This arm is straight behind me. It's right out in front of my, turn this way. It's right out in line with my shoulder. My option here is to have a straight right arm. If you want more, you're gonna bend your right arm, right? And have a 90-degree bend there in your elbow. I'm gonna bring my right cheek to the mat, roll onto my right hip, and take my left foot and rest it on the floor behind me, okay? You can do this, or you can bend your knees and you can stack your knees. You can have your bottom knee straight, you can have your top knee bent, you can have your top foot out behind you, you can have your right knee bent a little bit. It doesn't make a difference. What we're doing here is we're stretching the left hip, we're stretching the right shoulder. You can also take a bolster and you can put it under your head. 3 minutes is on. You're here for 3 minutes. You can take a bolster, you can put it underneath your head. If that's too much, you can get to your, yeah, that's too much for me. You can take your left hand and you can bind and bring it under here, and you can trap it underneath the back of your right hip. Your goal is to get your left heel on the mat, but let your left knee press. My left knee is falling towards the camera, not down here. I mean, it's perfectly fine to not bring your hip into this conversation, right? But if you want to bring your hip in, inhale through your nose, exhale through your mouth, lengthen your exhale. I want you to think about your right hand and get the base of your right thumb on the mat. I want you to relax your right arm. You're stretching the front of your shoulder, the back of your shoulder, and you're getting some hip work in if you've decided to step that left foot up and behind you. Focus on those exhales. I know it's hard. Relax your hips. Whatever muscle is working, back off just a little bit. Maybe that means you bring your arm down a little bit. Maybe you roll off that hip just a little bit and sink and settle there. Focus on your breath. Your left hand can be tented and it can be pressing a little bit to help keep you back. Your elbow can be resting, your hand can be resting, your whole forearm can be on the mat. I like to rest with a high elbow and fingertips. Slowly release. Come onto your belly, keep your knees together, feet together, shift back, embryo pose. Forehead is on the mat, palms face up. My fingers are right outside my pinky toes, my forehead is on the mat. Let your shoulders roll forward. Breathing returns to normal. Little counter pose with the low back and the shoulders. All right, press yourself up, come to your belly. We're gonna go to the other side. I start with my chin on the mat. Left arm is out like a T. I might be able to bend this elbow, I'm not sure. First, I'm just gonna start and roll in my first scorpion position. I'm gonna bring my left ear to the mat. I'm looking down my body to make sure my left leg is straight and it's in line with my hips. I'm going to bring my right toes to the mat. I'm bending my right elbow and I have my spider fingers pushing so that my elbow is high so that I can just rest here. If my elbow is over my wrist, I can rest comfortably there. It's going to help. It helps me stay in this position. If I want to get a little bit more of a stretch, I might try to bend my elbow. I don't think I'm going to here. I'm going to work on having a flat hand, flat left hand, and I'm going to work on getting my right heel to relax towards the mat and my right knee to fall towards the camera. I'll turn around so you can see what I look like from this direction. Remember, your knees can be bent and stacked. Your top knee can be down in front if you're just working on your shoulder. Lengthen your exhale. You can take this right hand and you can bind it and bring it behind you and tuck it under or have it rest on your low back. Depends on if you have that external rotation of the shoulder. If it becomes to be too much for your hip, just rest your knee down. Bring a little bit more focus. You can even stagger your feet, like my right foot's back behind my left foot, but my legs are long. Big shoulder stretch. Static stretches. Longer exhales, longer length of time, encouraging comfort and less distress in a more elongated state. So the muscle is comfortable being longer. It's not going to send those distress signals to the brain or perceiving pain, discomfort. I want to say it's okay, we're safe here. Let's hang out here. Get used to it. All right, slowly release. Roll onto your belly. Knees together, feet together. Press back. Let your shoulders just flop down onto the mat. Embryo, palms face up, forehead on the mat. I like to take my hands and kind of trap them underneath my toes and just let your shoulders fall forward. Press yourself up, spin around, come onto your back, and just extend your legs out long or bend your knees. Feet are wide, knees fall in, broken bridge. And let's just soak this in. Hug your knees into your chest. Rock your knees from side to side. We are done. When we go from a position where we're lying down, we always roll over to one side first and then press ourselves up so that we don't do anything crazy with our back. And thank you very much, guys.